back to the Loose and Juice podcast. Yes, sir. This is going to be episode 12 or episode 1?
We could just call it episode 12. We're just doing a little rebranding, but it's still the same content, the same people.
Yeah.
You know, it's everything you're going to be used to.
Right.
He's Loose, I'm Juice. If you know us, it's pretty obvious why.
Right. Right.
It makes perfect sense to me.
Exactly.
Just for the record, that name was my idea.
Yeah,
I think it's
sure.
pretty good. So
for sure. Yeah. I decided to run with it. It's a dope idea. So Loose and Juice, baby. Here we are.
live.
We live. So episode 12 is a go. Right before we hit record, we're talking about black representation in media, or in the, you said animated.
I mean, just really in general.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when it comes to like movies and shows, like live action,
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely gotten better than what it used to be.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I feel like when it comes to animated media, like, you know, anime, for example, or just
Right.
cartoons, or even video games, there's still a bit of catching up to do in terms of, you know, just like representation.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, or right when you said it's been a lot, at least it's been a lot better since the start, because I immediately thought of those racist crows from Dumbo. Not the racist crows, but like the have you seen like the classic Dumbo movie?
I've actually seen, I think, all of the old Disney movies, but they were when I was a kid.
Dude, there were these like crow characters that were obviously like just black, stereotypical, just like
I'm not even
southern
surprised.
slave like slaves type
Yeah.
type characters.
Yeah.
Just like, wow, that's really on the nose, Disney. Y'all are really just dancing on the line. Not even dancing, y'all were just straight up crossed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's gotten a lot better. I've been playing a lot of Guilty Gear Strive, and just to piggyback off what you just said about like just animated stuff in general, like video games, as far as like, you know, just take like the fighting game genre. Black representation in fighting games is not as like, it's not great. It really isn't great at all.
Yeah.
And you would think that like, oh yeah, well, you know, I mean, you like Street Fighter, for example, like that's all over the world, you know, like taking people like different characters and different people from all walks of life and just like putting them into like a giant melting pot. But like, that's really not necessarily the case, because what Street Fighter ends up doing is it takes up like pretty much all the stereotypes from all around the world, and just like, okay, well, let's take or what's the black character going to be? I don't know, some loud, angry boxer. And
Balrog, right?
Balrog, exactly. Yeah. And I'm not saying like it was just it was okay, Street Fighter, that character was literally a parody of Mike Tyson, obviously. But going back to what I was saying about just black representation in video games, like I said, I was playing Guilty Gear Strive, and there's one black character in the entire roster, and he's just big, giant, buff dude with dreads, right? And you go to Tekken, and the only black character in that game is Eddie from Brazil. He's got dreads. Like, I'm not, and it's all just like a stereotypical black features, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's basically it when you put like see a black character in any type of video game, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Like well, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I'm trying to think. The dude off of Mortal Kombat 11 starts with a G. What was it? Gyros or something like that?
Garrus.
Yes.
Garrus.
Okay.
Garrus.
Yeah. You know, with that universe in mind, like to me, like I think that's one of the more better representations, because it's like he's not really defined by his skin color at all.
Right. Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. I like that. Garrus definitely is just his own character. You know what I'm saying? He's not the black character.
Yeah.
Which I wish more games would do, because I have this type of conversation with my friend Tylen all the time about like, the new fighting game's coming out. Let's see what the black character is going to look like. You know what I'm saying? And every time we're both like, he's probably gonna have dreads, probably gonna be freaking massive.
It's funny. Sorry to interrupt you, but like it's always either dreads or they're bald.
Every time it's either one of them.
Even Garrus, like the dude I'm talking about right now, he's bald.
Yeah,
so.
He's just straight up bald. Yeah. There's no in between. You know what I'm saying? Like every now and like I would love to see a character with waves. That would be so tough. Like if you wanna get into like black stereotypes, like give us waves. You know?
My goodness, yeah. Continue with what you were going to say, because like I have a lot more to say about just this whole topic.
Yeah, so that's just like a small corner of like basically this entire like topic, but
right.
It's animation. It goes from like fighting games to just like animated TV shows or movies to like just like movies and TV shows alike. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I wanted to talk about was Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because I think that's like a perfect conversation to have. When we're talking about this topic, because the show's been out long enough, so I'm just gonna talk about it. If you don't want to listen to spoilers, just go to this like I don't know timestamp and you can skip it. But so episode 5, that's the episode you're on right now. Sam has a conversation with like the old Captain America.
I feel bad for forgetting his name. I literally just watched that scene.
I forget too, but the one thing that he said that like kind of resonated with me and hard was like, the world is not ready for a black Captain America, right? And
any self-respecting black man wouldn't want to be one.
Right, exactly.
That one really stuck with me.
Right, exactly. And I was thinking, it was like, that line was written in for the context of the show, right? But I don't think that like the producers or anyone else really know the impact of that line. You know what I'm saying? As far as like everything else that comes with just being a black person.
Yeah.
You know? So like the world isn't ready for a black Captain America. Yeah, I'm sure they're not. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's not about like, to me at least, it's really not about I'm black and I'm Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Like that's honestly like that's the mindset Sam is going with. Like it's two sides of the same coin. Like Sam is like, well, I just want to be Captain America. I just want to be the best Captain America I can be.
Right.
But on the other side of the coin, the older guy, he's like, look, it's not even don't even try it. Yeah. Don't even try it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna get crucified. Like no one wants that. Like people might say like, oh yeah, we're ready for it. People might say like, oh yeah, I want to see that. I want to see black people win. Not really. Like at the end of the day, like I'm not saying that black people are gonna lose or anything like that, but like, you know, you're just not gonna be received very well. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And that goes for like past Captain America. That goes for everybody out there wanting to be a cop, wanting to be anybody with power, basically. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see a black person in power, period. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. But yeah, what were your thoughts on that?
You talking about that actually reminded me of a very recent conversation I had with some friends of mine. What group of people do you think are, I guess, the least accepted? It was put in a much better way than what I'm posing right now, but I really forget how it was worded and I feel bad for that. But my answer was, you know, us, black people.
Yeah.
Or I guess more specifically, like black Americans. Or yeah, just black Americans. It's because the way I see it, the way I see things just going on, like it doesn't matter where we go, there's really no place where we truly fit in.
Yeah,
it just isn't. And that applies to like literally the entire world. You know, people are always going to feel the way they feel about us. They're always going to view us a certain way. It doesn't matter what you do. And it's such a shame. You know, it's just living as a black man it's always a battle. It can be really tiring if you really look deep into it. And I feel like for the sake of anybody's sanity, if you are a black man or woman, to not look into it. So not to like really, I'm not saying like ignore it, but just if you really think about our plight all day, every day, like 24/7, it's gonna make you miserable.
Yeah, it's kind of like
such a shame that like it even has to be that way, like
right.
Where it has to be like, all right, I need to not think too deeply right now about how terrible our plight is, because it really is miserable, and I just want to be happy. I want to try to live a decent life. I want to try to be as happy as I can be, but when you're faced with the realities and the ugliness of the world, and this doesn't even only apply to like living as a black man, just like in general, if you really think too deeply about the troubles in the world all the time, it's really hard to stay in a positive mindset. Yeah. Because real talk, the world is a terrible place,
Yeah, it really is. Like you said, it's kind of like its own existential crisis. You know what I'm saying? Like, if thinking too hard about your own existence is like, it's anxiety inducing. Also thinking about like the black man's plight is also anxiety inducing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like
thinking about how you're not really fully truly accepted anywhere.
Right. Exactly. And
and sometimes even within your own community, it's so ridiculous.
Oh my God.
It always frustrates me so bad that black people themselves think that we as a people are monolithic, like there's one way to express your blackness, when it really isn't. It's not that simple, Like take like an alternative black person, for example, like they dress a certain way that's that's alternative, or like the music that they listen to is alternative, stuff like that. Like people within our own community are weirded out by that, and they're like, that's that white people shit. I'm like,
right,
no, it's
right, exactly.
It's not.
It's not. Like, why is it like when when black people talk or dress a certain way or act a certain way or talk a certain way?
Yes.
It's always why do you talk white? I'm sure you've dealt with it. I've dealt with it all the time.
Oh my goodness.
Why do you talk white?
Yes.
What do you mean? Because I can pronounce my words. I can enunciate words. Like
that's the thing, man. Like just growing up in a freaking colonizer's world.
Right.
Sorry to pull out that word, but like
I mean, it's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
When I heard like you're like very well spoken, like I took that as a compliment at the time. I'm like, wow, thank you,
Right, exactly.
But being older, I know what that actually means now.
Right.
Being the person I am, it's like I did not expect you as a black person to be so well spoken, and that surprised me, and that's really cool. And now I'm like, those aren't really compliments. It's really backhanded.
Right. It's almost like you're an exhibit. Like, wow, like this man, he can talk well. He can speak good.
Exactly. And
like
just like the people I was surrounded with, I guess in comparison, like they didn't speak the same way I did, because like I grew up in PG County in Maryland. Like that's
right. Oh yeah.
That's the hood.
For sure.
I will never say that I'm a hood dude, but like that's still the environment that it is.
Right.
So it is just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So as a result of that, people speak the way they speak, and hearing stuff like that, compliments like that, it gave me, I'm ashamed to say it, but like it gave me like a sense of being better than them because of what I've been hearing.
Yeah, man. It's like, yeah, I can speak way better than you. Like him, that dude over there talking to me like, "Hey, yo, Mo, what's good?" Yo,
yeah,
like, I don't talk like that. I'm better than you. Yeah,
just dumb stuff like that. And obviously, I don't think that way anymore. But it's such a shame that like if you hear stuff like that as a young person, it kind of conditions your brain to think a certain way of yourself and your fellow people around you.
Right. It's literally stunts your growth as far as like just interacting with people on a daily basis, like, yeah, I mean, I had like almost identical upbringing, although I didn't like grow up in the hood, quote unquote. It was still like whenever I went to school, I went to school with people that did,
right,
and it was always like I was always like that kid in the class that was like, oh yeah, I can I'm speaking normally. To me, I'm speaking normally,
Right.
and everyone else around me is like, yo, Mo, what's good? Yo, what's good? This, what's good? That, blah blah blah. I'm trying, like, and it got to a point where, like, am I speaking wrong? Like, am I not speaking the right way?
Yeah.
You know, and obviously, like, adults telling me like, oh my gosh, you speak very well, you're very well spoken, blah blah blah. So like you said, it slowly I started to think like I was better than everybody around me because I could speak better, like I could just speak, you know what I'm saying? But like, well, bringing it back to like the media, like black representation in the media, like, I honestly, it's sad that it takes, I guess, the media to, it's not even that it takes the media. I feel like the media is the only place that's like, oh, we're trying to show black people in a better light, as of late, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like with TV shows, movies, and blah blah blah, whatever. And I guess trying to appeal to the internet, basically that's basically what's happening, just trying to appeal to the internet or whatever. But like, we see all of this like positive stuff happening on the internet, Twitter, Instagram, take your pick. But like, nothing changes. Like, there's nothing that's actually happening that's like prompting everyone to be like, yeah, this is great. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we praising the media for like giving a black man the mantle of Captain America when we're still dying on the street? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool, it's entertainment, whatever. I haven't thought this hard about it until now. But at the end of the day, it's like, there's no real good that's coming out of, black representation on the internet or TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not to be like, a downer or anything, or like trying to wipe away all the good that's been happening, but where the real power, it's still white. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
It's still white.
Yeah.
So there's really nothing to really celebrate here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And I will say, I don't necessarily think it's on most contexts that it's not necessarily the responsibility of, like these TV shows and movies to like take responsibility or bring awareness. It, like I said, for most contexts, like,
Right.
if there's a movie that's trying to spread like a very obvious message, then go for that. But take Captain America, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, for example, with Falcon becoming Captain America. In situations like that, obviously this already happened in the comics, so maybe this isn't the best example, but like, take anything where it's like, oh man, like it's a black person becoming this or a black person becoming that. On one hand, it's like, you can feel like you can be jaded and be like, oh no, they're just doing this for brownie points, they're trying to do this for approval from this demographic or something like that. And then on the other, it's like, like they just do it just because, and they don't even like make a big deal out of it. Like, it's more understated,
right.
Like it's more natural, I guess. Man, I'm not really explaining this well. It really made a lot more sense in my head what I was about to say, but like, essentially, I think there's a fine line between like being jaded and thinking like everything is to appeal to a certain demographic, and also just like having it be more fluid and more natural.
I think at the end of the day, like, black people are black people's greatest enemy.
It depends on the context.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the context. There are
definitely times where we are our own worst enemy.
Yeah, because I think that we can do something about like our position. At least I don't know about the world, but at least in the U.S. You know, I believe that we can do something about our position here. But I feel like we take 2 steps forward and like 17 steps back. You know what I'm saying? For our kids, for like black kids, for example, right? So I am fully aware that we are put in situations that are like almost impossible to come up or to get out of. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even our fault.
Right.
We are literally just put in these situations.
Yeah.
So I'm fully aware of that. Section 8, all these different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we didn't even, I was born here. I was just born here. I didn't ask to be born here. So when we're out here just like killing each other, like just essentially like doing what the white man wants, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying, inadvertently, like it takes a long time for just one of us to get out of like a situation like that, let alone the entire community. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As far as like, low income neighborhoods, inner city schools, stuff like that, gang activity. So I'm not, like I said, I'm full aware of the whole situation. I know who's pulling the strings. I get that, but it just takes too much time. You know what I'm saying? For any one person to realize like, oh, this isn't worth it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta move past this. I gotta move forward. I gotta like get out of this situation because I'm holding myself back and I'm holding my family back. I'm holding everyone I hold dear back because I'm doing this. And like I said, I'm 9 times out of 10, it's all of these people that are involved in these like low income neighborhoods, all this other stuff, like they were born and bred to do what they're doing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's so they can't really come to that conclusion because of that.
Everybody in the world, we're all products of our environment,
right? Exactly.
Those results vary from person to person, but everybody is the way they are because of their surroundings.
Yeah.
Sometimes a person can have that mindset to where they're a person, they're the way they are despite their surroundings,
right? And
then you have another person that is the way they are because of their surroundings.
Yeah,
it really varies. But like with everything you're saying right now, like that, all of that is because we're all products of our environment,
right? Yeah.
And unfortunately, like environmental racism is a thing. It really is a thing.
Yeah.
And that's already having us like start off at a lower position that like say a white person would.
Right.
So we're already having to play from the very beginning. We've had to play catch up.
Yeah, that's the name of the game, at least for black people. It's just catch up. And I don't know. What I'm trying to get at is like, I know that if we work together, if black people were one force for good, I guess, we would easily, take over. Not as far as like power or anything like that, but our situation in the U.S. would be so much better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But unfortunately, it's like, it's hard not to be jaded or cynical about that because you see what's going on. You see how not really anything is changing or things aren't changing fast enough. And it's like, it's hard not to think that that's anything more than just like a fantasy,
Yeah, exactly.
And like if it does happen, it's going to happen like generations after us.
Right.
I do believe that one day like we'll be able to get there, but it's just so exhausting that it takes so much work,
Yeah.
due to all the obstacles that are in our way.
Yeah. And the thing is like everybody that's not black that's listening to this, not every black person has the exact same experience in the U.S.
Right.
Like, I don't want everyone to be like, oh, so that every black person just has a terrible experience in the United States. Like, no, not every single black person is having that experience, but
but I will say every conscious black person is aware
at the very least. Like, I can say from my own experience, I've lived a pretty decent life. Like, I haven't had like the black man's experience.
Like, you and I are much more privileged than many people like us.
Right. Exactly.
And that's that's fine and dandy for us, but it really is important to make sure you don't take that privilege for granted, or you don't think you're better than your brothers and sisters because of that.
Oh, of course.
Like I said, like being a conscious black person, like you have to be aware of this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And at any point, for any reason, like those people that some arrogant black person might see as beneath them, that can be them in any moment.
Yeah.
Anytime, for any reason, just because because that's just the way at least the US works.
Exactly. That's like, I live here in Virginia, like, or I grew up in Virginia, like, I basically just lived in this. I grew up in the suburbs and still live in the suburbs.
Right.
So my experience has been relatively smooth, like, up until now. And I can't really say like, oh yeah, I've lived the black man's life. I just live my life, and it's not like I got thrown into the slammer for speeding or anything like that.
Yeah, and the black man's life doesn't just mean one thing.
Right. And that too. Like, I only say that because a lot of people think the black man's life is just the worst.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's I put quotations around that. Like, it's just. But I'm saying all this to say that, say I move locations or I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time, I can have that quote unquote black man's life in a second.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Same with you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I'm exempt from that at any point, because if I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time and I get stopped by the wrong cop or anything like that, I'm done.
Yeah, and
I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. And like mentioning cops and everything, like, to some people it might be ridiculous to hear that like we think that like at any time, anywhere, if we get stopped by the wrong cop, like it's over for us. It might sound crazy, but it's a legitimate fear. It's a legitimate fear,
Mm-hmm.
And like you can even relate that to like school shootings, like, not to minimize or maximize anything, like in comparison, for comparison's sake, but like say you're a student in school, for example, like it's totally reasonable for you to be afraid that like at any moment, like somebody that goes to your school can just snap, and just like ruin everything. Like some people might think, nah, that's ridiculous, like what are the odds of that happening? The odds are like, no matter what the odds, it's, if you see that all over the place, like on the news, on the internet all the time, like that fear builds up more and more, and you're like, this could be me. Right. And like I got to be careful.
Right. And school shootings, and the thing is, what's crazy is school shootings, as scary as they aren't a generational thing. They only started popping up like the beginning of the 2000s. I'm sure it's happened before, way before, but it just wasn't as prevalent as a thing as it is now in our like lifetime, quote unquote.
Yeah, I guess it started becoming more prevalent like in the late 90s.
Right. So the thing is with the black man's fear is that's a generational thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally instilled in every black person that's born in the US.
Yeah. And
it's straight up.
Like touching on that, like I'm thinking like if fate allows it, if I were to have any children ever, like you got to give them that talk.
Oh my gosh, that's
that talk.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Like there's different meanings for the talk for different people, but like if you're a black person, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. I had a conversation with somebody a couple months back, and we were talking about this specifically about like our kids in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And this person said like, oh yeah, I don't want my kid to be afraid of life. I would tell him like, it's okay to do and to be whoever you want,
Absolutely.
It's okay to do that. And I'm like, hell yeah. That's of course. That's a great message to give your kid. But the conversation I'm going to have with my kid is going to be a little different, because I'm going to tell him, yeah, if you want to be this, if you want to do this, by all means, do what you want to do. But you have to know every time you wake up and leave this door, the safety of this house, you have a target on your back. whether like you have a target on your back.
The most important thing I think to tell them is like, you have to be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be aware of your surroundings at all times.
Exactly.
No matter where you go, you know? And that's not necessarily like a grim thing to tell your children, but it's just, you just got to operate that way. I feel like anybody, you know, it doesn't matter what your identity is, like just be aware of your surroundings. But
for sure.
Like for some people, like that's, your life can depend on that like much more than another person's would.
Right.
You know,
I mean, no one's exempt of death or anything, really.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the end of the day, like, we have a different type of flavor. Like, we have a different flavor of it, you know?
So it's, I'm just, one day I'm going to have to have that talk with my children, if I ever have any children, you know? Like, I don't plan on having children anytime soon at all, you know? Like, I'm only 23.
Right.
But that's still something that every now and again I think about, like, how am I going to tell them this? Like, what is the best way for me to put it to them so they understand how the world works? And also, like what you were saying, like with your friend, like them saying not to be afraid of life, you know, because that I don't want to instill fear into my children. Like, I want them to do exactly what they want to do, be exactly who they want to be, but just like, you know, you just gotta move different.
Exactly. Yeah. And that, like, my dad has this conversation. I mean, he is a classic black old head. Classic. He's classic, you know? And that's
my dad too.
Yeah, you know, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, like he has multiple conversations with me, you know, throughout my entire life. He's always told me, like, to watch out, to be careful. You know, like, it never really scared me, because, you know, I will go out and see something completely different to what he's telling me, right? So I'm like, I don't see this. I don't know what you're talking about, man. You know? But as I grow up and I'm looking at the news and I'm seeing all of this stuff around me, although I'm not experiencing it myself, everything he's saying is 100% true. Yeah. You know? I went to my girlfriend's grandparents' house. We drove there. It's in Florida, and we stopped in South Carolina. And I called my dad. I was like, hey, yo, so we're here. We got to the hotel. We're safe and sound, blah, blah, blah. He's like, where you at? I'm like, I'm in South Carolina. Oof. And my dad's like, listen, you stay in that hotel room. You know, stay in there until you leave. Don't go out at night. Don't do this. Don't do that. Because at this time, at the point that we were going there, my dad heard tell of people hanging black people, you know, in South Carolina.
That's not surprising.
And it's not surprising, but he was telling me about this. He's like, Gabe, I mean, don't leave the hotel room, you know. And I could hear how serious he was. And for my dad to be like, and here's the thing, I'm not gonna get like too personal, but like my dad is not super, like, I guess, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like, affectionate. Yeah. My dad's not super affectionate. He doesn't really like, and that's expected.
As old
heads are, you know, I'm just used to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm not even tripping about that. But when he gets like this, when he's telling me, Gabe, don't leave the hotel room, like, stay safe, son. He's serious. Yeah. He's 100% serious, you know? And that conversation with him, I'll probably never forget. Because we've had like hundreds of conversations about it, and I'm always like, all right, dad, whatever, bro, you know. But that conversation was real because I was now in a location that it could happen to me. So now I'm like, okay, dad, I got you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier about, if I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time, I'm not exempt. Yeah. I'm not exempt. I'm here in Virginia. I'm here in the suburbs. I'm chilling. So whenever he tells me about, hey, man, just watch out for the whatever, man. I got stopped by the cops like 8 times last week. Nothing happened to me. Whatever. Right? But now I'm in South Carolina, you know, good old boy country. Now it's different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, for sure, I'm definitely going to have that conversation with my kid too, man, because that is something you have to at this point. It's tradition. You have to at this point.
Yeah, you really do. It's a shame. Kind of related, kind of not, but like audience, if you haven't seen this movie called Blind Spotting, highly recommend it. It's a fantastic movie. I saw it recently with my mom. She told me about it. It kind of just like deals with, you know, just the experience of a black man. It's not as like message heavy as others are. Like a lot of it is played for laughs and stuff like that, but it's still a very good movie. I highly recommend that one too.
Yeah.
I mean, not too, but yeah, I highly recommend that movie. Also Queen and Slim, that's a really good ass movie. Watch that too.
Oh man, I've been meaning to watch that movie. I haven't
yeah,
gone
it's
around
great.
to doing
I saw it, and yeah, it's a good movie.
I got you. What hold on real quick. What do you think about Hollywood monetizing black pain? What do you think about that?
I see the point made like on Twitter, for example, all the time that like anytime they want to make a movie about us, it's about us like struggling and shit like that. Why don't we have just like a movie where we're just enjoying life, like all like these,
we're winning, you know what I'm saying?
You know, just like a movie where we're just chilling, you know, we're doing whatever. Like our identity as a black person isn't put in the forefront, essentially.
Right.
And
exactly.
I'm like, I entirely agree.
For
you know,
sure.
like these are great movies and all, like the ones that I listed and stuff like that. And there are many, many more. I wanted to say like these aren't like the pinnacle of like, you know, black struggle or black experience movies, but those are just like the two most recent ones I've seen, and I really like them, so that's why I recommended it. There's many more, you know, not to get sidetracked, but like those movies can be good and everything, but you know, that's not, you don't always want to see that all the time.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Nobody wants to see that all the time.
I know. It's really
it can legitimately be draining, you know?
Yeah.
Like I really like Blind Spotting, but like there are parts in that movie where like it was hard. It was legitimately hard for me to keep composure, you know?
Right. I mean, like you sit through, you know, a movie or whatever, like any movie,
and it just, and honestly, it gets harder and harder to like keep composure for stuff like that, because as you get older, like you're more aware of how the world works, your surroundings and everything. So like you're much more readily able to like compare what you see in these movies and shows to the real world. Right.
Exactly. Like I said, watching like any type of movie, just any movie, right? And for example, my favorite movie, I'm sure you know, is Whiplash. And you know, it's just a movie about a kid that wants to be a really great jazz drummer, right? What about that movie screams the white experience to you?
I haven't seen the movie.
Well, okay. Well, nothing about that movie screams this is the white experience, apart from, I don't know, being in a like, privileged place.
So I guess like what you're saying is like you can insert like a black man into that and it'll be the exact same movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, movies like that, I would love to see just, you know, a black kid succeeding. You know what I'm saying? A black man succeeding. A true to form, like a wholesome story. I don't know. Yeah. Just any type of positive message that comes with it.
You know, like take Pixar's Soul, for example. That's a pretty recent one that I've seen.
Yeah.
You know, like it's about this like middle-aged black dude. He's trying to make it into just like the world of jazz music, similar to Whiplash. His identity as a black man is like never really the forefront in the movie. You know?
Right.
It's one of those movies where it's like he switches bodies with like an animal for like the majority of it. I really like Soul, but I just, you know, themes like that kind of get played out.
It does. No, for sure. And the thing is, like, not to get on, like, you know, not to nitpick, but every black animated black movie character is always that always happens.
Princess and the Frog.
Always happens.
Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog is a perfect example. Every time, because it's always just like, you know, oh, black character. It's established black characters, like, oh, this is gonna be great, and then like literally 10 minutes in, they turn into a goddamn animal, and they stay that animal for the rest of the movie until like the end. Like, why can't we just have her as a black character the entire time?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Like,
yeah, and to go back on, you know, like a person's identity as a black man being the forefront of the movie. I don't think it necessarily always has to be like that, and sometimes it doesn't need to be like that at all. But at the same time, like when you have moments that you can really relate to, you know, like there's a barbershop scene in that movie, and you know obviously like we be hitting barbershops, like so like we know how that is, like right. And they're just chopping it up, they're having a good time, they're laughing and smiling, like that shit, like seeing shit like that, genuinely it warms my heart so much, you know. Like Blind Spotting, they actually did a spin-off show of that too. I saw the first episode with my mom as well, and there was just a scene in that first episode where it wasn't even just black people. Like, so to give you a little bit of context, like this takes place in Oakland, California, you know. That's the hood, you know. Right. So there's different persons of color and everything, you know, like you got Latino people, you got black people and stuff like that, but you know, just stuff like that you you don't necessarily have to grow up in that environment to relate to it, but like when you just see your people just completely just being themselves, just being like unapologetically black, for example, you know, like they're all just having a good ass time on the street, just like hanging out, having fun. That's just stuff like that. It really warms my heart. I love seeing stuff like that. It literally never gets old, you know. Yeah, capturing the essence of a black cookout on a Saturday evening, and onto like a movie, like you said, like the barbershop scene on Soul or whatever. I just made it up now, but like I just call it the black cookout essence. You know, like that type of stuff, like put on a movie or TV or animated whatever. That's great. I want to see more stuff like that. Like you said, just black people being unapologetically black, just enjoying themselves, or life. Just like winning, you know, just like this isn't very related, but just like another example is like there's like certain content like on Twitter and stuff that I will literally never get tired of. One of them is dogs. Just any dog content. I love dogs so much. It always that's an easy, like, it's an easy smile. Yeah, that's an easy smile. For sure. Another one is like black fathers, and like especially with their daughters, you know, because we already have this stigma as like fathers, especially with our daughters, that's not really positive at all. So when, you know, like I just see like black fathers just being a good ass dad in spite of that. It warms my heart every single time, you know, like it literally like makes me like physically smile every single time. Yeah, without fail, you know. Like, you know that video where that father, he gave his son that new baseball bat. Yes, that is one of my god. That is legit like one of my favorite videos of all time. And then he proceeds to like make a home run with that, like, bat. Dead ass. Like, I'm not even joking. God. Like I'm low key like kind of tearing up right now because, dude, like it was so beautiful. It was legitimately beautiful. I just love content like that. It was amazing. Yeah. Because I'll put it up there if I find it. But there's an animated short film that it's basically about a dad and his daughter, and it's basically I think it was a single dad, and he's trying to figure out how to do his daughter's hair for her first day of school. And that whole experience, or that whole thing, was just really beautiful to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, like, you know, everyone knows like black hair, like it's frizzy, it's wild, it's crazy, you know, and he's trying to like just figure it out. But the fact that he just sat there and figured it out for his daughter, you know, that's beautiful. Genuinely, that's beautiful. Made me laugh, made me smile. Yeah, exactly. You know, so like stuff like that, I really, you know, I will never get tired of watching. You know, another movie, if audience, if you guys haven't seen, I recommend is Dope with Shameik Moore. Man, I still need to see that. I keep forgetting I need to see that movie. It's such a good movie, man. It's so good, and it has a mixture. It has a mixture of the black man's experience, quote unquote, but also it has that like black people winning. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's a black kid's experience. Oh my! And you know why I resonate with it so much is because he's one of those guys that talk white. Like the black kid in the movie talks white. Yeah, he's one
has
of those.
like
He's one of those. He's one of those different black people,
different
like quote
black
unquote.
right,
You know,
right, like quote unquote alt black kid. You know,
Yeah.
And he's got white friends. He's got like friends that aren't black. You know what I'm saying? Like he's into different things. Like, so I resonated really well with that. But at the same time, like, he was still in the black man's world. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still had to like fight through whatever battles he had to fight through every day. And it's just a nice movie. It's a really really good movie. I really recommend you guys watch it.
Absolutely. There's so much more we can get into. We actually kind of got sidetracked into like what the original point was.
Way off.
Like, full disclaimer, like we really just like all of this. Like, these are domers, all right. This is all. Yeah, this is all coming from the top. Off top.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, in retrospect, this is something that definitely could have been written down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because like there's so much more in depth that we can go to, and there are people that are like much more well versed and well spoken than we are. Like we're just putting out like what we want to talk about out there.
We honestly, I think we can just do like a part 2. Like, it's just
we
like
probably could,
with just like we could just write it down, the topics and stuff like that down.
Yeah, but to kind of bring it back to like the original point that I was trying to make, just like black representation in like games, movies, like animated movies, or like animated shows and stuff like that, or like anything that's like fantasy or whatever. I didn't celebrate like Halloween or any holidays as a kid. I didn't really do that until like I was a bit older. But I'm thinking like, what if I were a kid and, like, kids don't really have that high of an understanding of the concept of like race and everything like that, or for the most part they don't. Like it really depends on like how your parents bring you up. But like, as a kid, you want to dress up as this person for Halloween. You're not even thinking about like whether they're white or black or anything like that. But I guess I'm thinking about if I were a kid and I was thinking about like what black person I want to be, because like obviously that's what I would relate to most, like either as a kid then or like me as a person now. Like, if I were wanting to do a costume where I can actually identify as that person, like there's not that many people, like let's take video games for example. Like, if I wanted to be like a black character from a video game, like a cool black character from a video game, there's not really many that you can come up with, like that would make a cool costume, for example. Like you got like what, CJ from GTA San Andreas, Franklin from GTA 5, Marcus from Watch Dogs 2. Like, and those are all like, well, the first two, they're all great characters, but they're still regular people. You don't really have like very many notable roles in like fantasy roles, like that's a black person, for example. And it's like, dang, like we're kind of strapped. We have our black people and / black characters in media have their role to play, and 9 times out of 10 it's not the cool one. You know what I'm saying? Like the main role. And if we are playing the main role, it's a CJ / Marcus scenario where it's like in our element, quote unquote, gang activity, like, oh, shit, and here we go again, right?
Like,
and that's not to like discount those type of characters or anything like that, because like I said, Rockstar Games, like they know how to write games. Like,
for sure,
their characters are always very, very well written. Marcus from Watch Dogs, that's a Ubisoft game. Ubisoft don't really know how to write, so he's kind of just like the dude.
He's just kind of kind of a guy.
He's like low key, like actually cool as shit. But but character wise, like he doesn't have that much development.
Right.
And just like you have those fighting game characters that you were talking about, but like they're not like the forefront of your memory when you think of these fighting games.
Right.
Just stuff like that,
Yeah. I like as a kid, I mean, that's you hit it right on the head. Like, as a kid, you don't really have anyone, if you were like conscious about these types of things as a kid, you really don't have any like anyone that you could really gravitate towards because there weren't a lot anyway, you know.
Yeah.
Because like kids want to be Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? Kids want to be Spider-Man. Kids want to be,
and you know, like obviously these are fictional characters, so like whatever race they are is it's irrelevant.
Out the window, yeah.
But at the same time, like if you're a white dude and you want to be Spider-Man, like Peter Parker Spider-Man, like you already automatically relate to him because he's white.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, like obviously you have Miles Morales and stuff like that, but like,
you know, we're not kids anymore. Like he came out when we're, you know, way past that point. You know.
Yeah.
And that's only in the context of just like of kids, right? Just kids growing up. So obviously that's not like the biggest problem in the world, but at the end of the day, like we only brought that up just to kind of highlight, like, you know, black representation.
Yes, like
growing up
as a kid, you want to see somebody on the screen and you want to be like, that's me.
Yeah, bro,
that's me.
You like, do you understand how much I wanted to be Ben 10?
Right.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
That's something that like that goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? That goes a long way.
It absolutely does. It really does.
You know, and I wanted to, like, it's like you said, kids don't really have that, you know, they don't really have that understanding. So it's like I said, it's not like the biggest problem ever. But at the end of the day, had we like had those characters, you know, it like I said, it helps us look at things a lot better.
Even now today, you know, like that's still something you want to see. You know, like I've a recent one is Yasuke.
Oh yeah,
that anime on Netflix with Flylo in production.
Yeah,
it's about a black samurai, like very, 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 very loosely based off of like the real Yasuke.
Extremely loosely based, but let alone it's still.
But you know, like that, the fact that even exists, you know, like a black man in a fantastical world. You know, at the forefront, that's cool. Like you want to see more of that. Like I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head, you know, like especially anime wise, where like the main character is a black dude and, you know, like you're sitting there and it's like, that's me. Right. They're, you know, just speaking in general, there should just be more of that, you know. Oh man, I remember, you've seen Hunter x Hunter, right?
I not really. I've gotten to like the first 10 episodes, but not really.
That's another thing relating to anime. The way they draw us, it pisses me off, bro.
I know exactly what you're talking about too. I know what you're talking about,
bro. Like I love Dragon Ball and everything, but like F Akira, bro. Nah. He's a bum, like high key.
Yeah, for sure.
Like he be doing us dirty, and it's not even just him. Like you see it all over the place. They always draw our lips the same way, shit like that.
Yeah.
So to tie back to Hunter x Hunter, I see this character called Canary. You know, like first of all, that's a beautiful name. Pardon my language. That's a beautiful name, and she looks cool as hell. And the first thing I noticed is that she looks normal. She looks normal. Like a normal black kid.
Yes.
And that was. It was so refreshing to see. It was so refreshing to see.
Yeah, like that is some of the coolest stuff
and
to
like
see.
Honestly, like that alone, that really like made her one of my favorite characters off of the show. She doesn't even have that much of a role to play, but like just because of the way they presented her, it was like, man, like it's so refreshing. Like I love seeing this. I want to see more of this.
Right, and here's the thing too, like. Obviously, I mean, for people that don't know where anime comes from or what anime is, it's basically Japanese animation. So 99% of the time, it's Japanese people that are like making black people.
It's a very homogenous culture.
Yeah,
you know, like they're used to people like for the most part like looking very similar to the way they do.
Right.
You know, and I'm probably saying this very poorly, and it might come off as wrong, but like it's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, like just. Eastern Asian cultures, as far as I know, like they're pretty homogenous in that way. Like if I were to go to Japan right now, for example, everybody would be staring at me. I know that for a fact.
Oh man, that's 100%.
I want to go to Japan pretty bad, but like I gotta mentally prepare myself to just be stared at and just like be looked at as a spectacle.
Yeah,
you know,
like a zoo animal, pretty much.
Yeah. So like, from what I can gather, for the most part, like if they ever make like black characters, it's from
their own perspective. Like
it's not something that they've actually experienced firsthand.
Right.
You know?
Right. So, like, I mean, going back to like street or fighting games in general, you know, a lot of the fighting games that I play come from
Japanese
Japan.
developers,
It's Japanese developers.
like Capcom, ArcSys.
Exactly. So, when I see those black characters, like the one black character in each fighting game, it's from their own perception of black people.
Yeah.
Just physically even, it's like, you know, obviously, you know, it's cool in a way, you know what I'm saying? Like, but at the end of the day, it's always done in like either two ways, like you said, you know, dreads or bald, you know, like it's basically like what they think is like the coolest version of whatever options they have, but it's basically just that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, not to say that every single black person they make, or you know, is like bad or just like, oh, what the hell, this is so racist, but you know, it's pretty expected what you're gonna see, you know what I'm saying? And it's not even like, you know, 3 or 4, it's only ever one. You know what I'm saying? It's only ever one, and just like this sea of characters that you can play as, and like this is the one black character, and sometimes they don't even look that cool, you know?
Right.
And another thing too, RPGs and stuff like that, like when you customize your character,
oh my God,
they never give you with black hairstyles.
Yes,
they never give you black hairstyles. I'm so
glad you said that. I was literally just about to bring that up, man. Like,
it's so annoying.
Game devs, we need better black hair representation.
I'm saying,
it is every single game. It is so weak. It's so weak. Like, literally yesterday when Yumi and Paige were playing GTA. Yeah. You know, like I've had that buzz cut haircut for my character for a minute. You know?
Right.
Like for the 8 whole years I've been playing GTA Online, like my hairstyles have been changing, but it's, for the most part, it was never anything that I could really, you know, like relate to or identify with, like in comparison to the hairstyle I would have at those times, you know.
Right.
There was a while where, you know, like I did have that short fade, like that buzz cut.
Right.
But, you know, I don't have that anymore. I have dreads, like they're braided up right now.
Right.
And there is nothing even remotely close in that game or any other game that I can think of that even comes close to this hairstyle, you know? And it's just like, dang, I just want somebody that actually looks like, I want to create a character and I want to be like, man, this actually looks like me.
Yes. I want that so bad.
You know, like I made a character recently in Fallout 76. And it's the same issue. Like all the hairstyles suck. There's nothing really for black people other than, you know, the obvious
afro. Or
do they even have an afro? I don't even think they do.
On 77. Well, I haven't played
Fallout. Yeah, Fallout's options are they're probably the most limited ones I've seen, at least in recent memory. You know.
Yeah.
So I just had to get like, I don't know, just something. It just wasn't very good. It's just, we just need more stuff, man. You know, there's a million ways to do dreads. There's a million ways to do braids. There's just so many. We have so many beautiful hairstyles, and we never get that representation. Legit, the best anything when it comes to customization that I've seen when it comes to like black hairstyles is Bitmojis.
Dead ass. That is game devs. Hire Snapchat employees.
That's kind of sad, you know. It really is sad. But like, whenever I'm making my Bitmoji, like there's actually hairstyles that I can relate to.
Yes.
And it's like, it's refreshing to see. It's like, if these freaking 2D artists, not to diminish their work, if these 2D artists can do it here, like what's stopping all these game devs from doing it? It's not hard. And you know, just give a shit. Just put more effort in.
I'm saying, man, like I was playing Final Fantasy 14 not too long ago, and I was creating my character, and literally that was probably the worst I've seen as far as like black hairstyles.
Yeah, like,
obviously
it's Japanese ass games.
Wow,
they suck when it comes to that. You know, like From Software games, Capcom games. The update that came with Iceborne, when you can customize your character, they actually did. They came through a little bit. They came through a little bit when it came to the hairstyles. I will give them that.
They gave them a little high top fade. I saw that, a little afro going on. Yeah. All right, fine. I'll give you your 3 cents. You know, but like,
just like. It could be so much better. I always resort to like a buzz cut, or I'm just a bald nigga, man.
Yeah.
You know, these days I would probably like gear more towards dreads because that's what I have now. But like dreads in those games they're usually ugly. They suck.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, but like that's just like a small slice of the cake, slice of the pie when it comes to just like black representation. Because like it's weak on every corner. It's just weak, you know, everywhere.
Yeah, for real.
But I mean, that's pretty much where we're at right now. Like it's just kind of sad to see, like, all around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully you got something out of it. Like I said, you know, this was all off top, so
yeah, we may come
everything
back with a part 2.
and everything could have been said a bit more eloquently or just said better by other people. You know, like I don't think I'm the most well spoken person in the world, but
yeah, sure.
You know, at the very least, I'm hoping that there's something that you got out of it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe even just like a peek into you know, our lives. You know what I'm saying, or just in general.
Yeah.
But
if you're an old white person, you scare me.
Yo, old white people have like straight up like true villain energy. like Star Wars villain energy. Like, old white people are the Siths of real life.
They venomous for real.
They poisonous, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Good God.
But yeah, let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. So we're about to
maybe we'll touch more into that another time.
Oh man. Well, this has been the Loose and Juice podcast, episode 12.
Episode 12, maybe. I actually don't know the count, so I'm hoping you're right.
I lost count like 2 episodes ago, so I keep saying it wrong. I hope I'm right. I'm not even
a running joke.
Yeah.
We should just say literally a random number every time. Welcome to episode 478.
Yo, what should we do for like episode 69? Dude?
Let's just have sex. Let's just have sex for 45 minutes.
Only on audio though.
Yeah. Let's just make it a 45-minute ASMR session of sex.
Come.
No.
Oh man. Well, this has been your host Gabe,
aka Loose, and this is Darius, aka Juice.
And we'll see you next week. Catch y'all later.
Peace out.
Peace. And we're back with Mario Kart. Mario.
Yeah, I refuse to play Smash because he beats me at Smash every time we play Smash.
Now it's a game based off luck, so it's anyone's game.
Yeah.
We'll do Grand Prix. 150cc? 100cc? What you thinking? What you feeling?
150 is alright.
I bet.
Alright. I'll be...
Big Ooh Man?
Of course, that's the best Nintendo character. Is this the game where Bowser said the ill-fated word? Nigger!
Oh man. That's good. That's real good.
Look at this monkey's toes.
Bro. Jeez.
Look at that.
That's jeez.
Look at that griller. How do I look at the stats for this? Oh, here we go.
Statistics.
We'll just go for an all-rounder. Why not?
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Here we go. This ugly car. But it's okay. Let's do this. I look ridiculous.
Big old monkey in a ladybug car.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Gorillas are funny. I was looking at the video the other day. They're just gorillas doing gorilla things.
Gorillas are funny. Yeah.
They are though.
Yeah, no, they are.
Like when they stand upright and start walking, they look so silly.
I know.
Or even when they're in the default standing position where they're on their knuckles and everything.
Yeah. You ever heard the sound they make when they like beat their chest?
No.
Dude, it literally sounds like bubbles popping.
Yeah, monkeys and apes make weird noises.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah, they're pretty epic. What the hell they put me in last place? What the hell?
That's okay. I kind of forgot the controls of this game. Oh wait, I got the little antenna thing on. That's lame. I just realized.
Oh dang.
That's that pussy shit, bro. I'm not about that.
Yeah, bro.
I don't care how bad I am at this game.
No.
Oh wait, I can't fall off because I have the antenna. Lame. Oh, did that help or did that hurt? I can't even tell.
Nope.
Yomp. Just yomp that dude.
Ooh, what a play.
Oh yeah, audience, I'm also not good at Mario Kart, so I'm gonna lose at this too.
Oh fuck! Damn it.
I don't need a boost. Man, that splitting really doesn't last as long as I remembered it.
Yeah.
Kind of nerfed it, seems like.
Yeah, let's see.
First place, baby. I'm so good at this game. I'm so good at games, bro.
Let's go, baby. You already know what it. You already know the vibes.
Yeah.
Stupid combo.
Okay, it's lasting as long as I thought it would. I guess it's because I was in the middle of boosting that.
Oh yeah.
I don't really be doing nothing. I can still see. I can fight.
I can see. I can see. I can fight. Classic. Damn, I was like, you better not win.
Oh, I'm gonna win.
Look at what place I'm in.
No.
No! No! You know the vibes.
Ah! Did I just hit my own bomb? I'm an idiot. Mario Kart's hard, bro.
Let's go. You already know the
I've literally never been good at Mario Kart.
Yeah, bro. I think it's all about the drifting. That's like half the game. It's not the whole game, but definitely.
I try and I fail. I was decent at the PS3 version of Mario Kart, not Nation Racers.
Yeah. I was god awful in Mario Kart Wii. I was terrible.
Oh
at
yeah,
it.
me too. Me too. Crap. Bow 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 bow.
Get away, whore.
Get out of the way! What the heck?
Bastard. Bastard!
What is
Fuck, I keep
Bruh, what?
everything.
Why would they set it up that way, man? They had me go off the glider thing, but I wasn't even high enough to actually land on the track. Oh, blue shell.
Good.
Ah!
What the fuck?
You in there, twin.
Twin. You in there, twin?
Donkey Kong don't even make monkey or donkey noises.
He's a fraud.
What kind of animal is he for real? What even is he? Bruh. Oh, there we go. Not like it even freaking matters. I'm still in 7th place. The only Mario Kart I'm good at actually is the one in the arcades.
Oh, yeah. DX, I think it was.
Yeah, DX, exactly.
What's up, bro? What's up? Getting over vibes.
Come on, I keep getting hit by Bullet Bill. Oh, there are even more places to be behind me. I thought like 8th was last. Now I'm 10th. Okay.
Oh my God.
Learn something new every day.
You already know the vibes.
Whoop-dee.
Whoop-dee.
You know the vibes. Oh, that's Steve Jobs looking at me. Not Steve Jobs, Bill Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates, yeah.
This game's hard.
Harder.
I beat my head when I lose.
Is Donkey Kong special needs?
Hey, don't say that.
Oh, but I said special needs, not the other word.
Hey, don't imply that.
Okay. Subway?
Yeah. Dang it. I don't have the timing for that. Whoa. What the heck? What just... It's not a monkey noise. That's what I was saying earlier. You don't even make monkey or donkey noises.
Right.
Video game donkey has ruined my pronunciation of donkey because I'm like, wait, is it donkey or donkey?
Right.
Crap.
What the hell?
The worst time for that. And I lost my item. Crap. I need some Zah, man.
I need some of that pressure.
I need that gas.
What? Yeah, 4.
That's misogynistic.
Oh, bitch.
Stinking it up, bro.
No, that's not happening. That's not happening. Wow. Let's go. You already know the vibes.
This goes.
sad Donkey Kong.
Why am I flexing now? I still lost.
I think it's because you went up. You went up a place.
I'm not very good at video games. Did you know?
You're good at shooters. You're good at Modern Warfare, Rust 24/7. You're good at GTA. You took out that one guy, or no, those two guys, practically alone.
I cheated though.
Nah, bro.
I used power-ups to make me stronger.
Nah, but GTA, nothing is considered cheating, bro.
I guess that's true.
You either win or you don't. He's won, nigga.
Yeah, but like,
at what cost?
nah, I'm not good at games. Okay, I'm not broken up about it. It's just the truth, bro.
Nah, man, you're good at some games. It's like I'm good at some games and bad at others.
All right, name one.
Wait a second, bro. That's too. You put me on too tight of a spot. Hold up, I gotta think.
I mean, if I was good at games, you know, it wouldn't be that hard to think about. Now, would it?
Hey, shut your trap,
bro. Come on, man. What the hell? Gee, oh, I'm second place.
Yo, that's crazy. No. Oh. Please. Don't kill me. Dude, you're gonna pass me, bro. You're gonna pass me, bro. No, I'm not.
What the heck did I just hit? Oh, red shell. Dang it, man. Where'd they come from? Piece of crap. Second place was fun while it lasted.
No.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, let's go. You ain't catching me. You ain't catching up to me, man. True, baby. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, yeah, you got the antenna thing.
Yeah. I'm not very well at this game.
Well?
I'm not well at this game. Egg cup.
The egg cup.
Egg cup. Egg cup.
I just got back from banging it, dude.
Egg cup.
There you are.
There we are. Neum, as I say.
Neum, as I say. Yeah, see?
Oh, I can see my joint tilting to the weight. I think I'm bad at Mario Kart because I don't know how to turn well at all. Never got the hang of it. But also, I've never owned a Mario Kart game for me to practice in.
Yeah.
And also, I wouldn't because it's not that fun of a game. Damn, I'm stinking it up right now. Oh my goodness. Oh shoot, wrong button. I guess, crap. Nice. I guess along with me always picking Ganon as Smash, I think a recurring joke should be me using it every game we play.
No, that's not a funny joke, man. No! Stupid bitch.
Funny joke or not, it's what's happening.
Ooh, what's going on?
I wonder why you can't really turn when you're boosting. This was messing me up. It kind of just sets you in a straight line after you get out of the drift.
Yeah.
I think that's just mostly messing me up.
The boosting?
Because like I can drift very okay-ish. I wouldn't say good. But every time I get out of it, that's what's messing me up.
Yeah, that's
This is embarrassing. Everybody's gonna see me.
All right. Oh man, yeah. I think it's what's happening is you picked like the worst combination.
Nah, if anybody who's decent at this game would be fine with this. I'm just not good at Mario Kart.
I guess so.
Or games.
Nah, man, you gotta be good at something. At some game.
I'm okay at a lot of things, but there's no game where I'm like, yeah, I'm good at this.
Oh. Well, I guess. I don't know.
Especially when it comes to like PvP, I've never been good at anything like that. This is PvP.
Yeah.
That's why I love me some co-op games.
For real. What? What?
You couldn't have let me join my first place, bro. My first place ever. My first ever first place.
Oh man. Sorry, bro.
No, you're not. Dang it. Who keeps hitting me with red shells, bro?
No. Right.
Jesus, I hate that one the most.
I know.
That'd be messing up your whole vibe.
I'm saying.
Damn, from first to eighth.
For the love of God. Don't do this to me now.
No! No! Bastard bitch.
Get the fuck back. No! God damn it.
That's karma.
For taking your first place away
Yes!
from me.
Yes!
It's so
Last
funny.
place. Hell yeah.
It's so funny because like the dead version of you took first place from me.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You're a zombie.
Dry browser.
Dry browser.
Bowser.
Yes, sir. It's fine. I can come back from this.
Bro, you're in first place for the whole thing though, right? You're good.
Oh hell yeah! Dragon Driftway. the Chinese-inspired track.
Dragon Head looks like Bowser.
Yeah.
Crap.
Bitch.
You know, one thing I've noticed, like when I was on Tinder, stuff like that, there's a lot of women who are like, I can beat you in Mario Kart. Every time I go back on like the dating app scene, there's always like one thing that a bunch of people say for some reason, and that was one of them at that time. And then the time before that, like it was a bunch of The Office stuff.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
It was like trying to be the Jim to my Pam or something.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. I'm like, oh brother.
Good grief, man. Yeah, I remember when I used to be on Tinder, that was the wave.
Everybody was always, they would do that one quote that everybody loves quoting when Jim was impersonating Dwight, where he's like, Bears, beats.
Yeah, yeah.
Galactica.
Bears, beats. Battlestar Galactica. Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's cool. Like what you like, but Jesus Christ. Oh, he said the thing. You didn't hear it? Did he say?
No,
he
I
said
didn't. I didn't hear it. No. I didn't hear it.
He said the thing. He said the thing.
He said the thing.
Write that down. Write that down. Oh, I'm dead last in your hell, yeah. I'm dead first.
Yo, you hear about Nickelodeon Smash Brothers, dude?
That's all. No, that's a fighting game. I can get behind. They better have an Aang in there.
Oh my gosh, they have, dude. This could be the most broken character. Aang versus Tommy from Rugrats.
I don't think he's gonna be on there though, unfortunately.
God dang, I got second again. I keep getting cooked.
Who'd you get beat by this time?
I don't know. I think it was a baby bitch. Some baby.
Yeah, the way I built this
Yeah.
car sucks.
Pretty bad, yeah.
It's really bad.
Oh snap. I got to first overall.
I told you, bro. You were first the whole time. Hey, stop that. Okay.
Mute City.
Mute City.
Mute City. You think British snacks go hard, low-key?
No.
Yeah, I,
I
didn't think,
think
so
British cuisine is the worst cuisine on the planet, and I'm not even joking.
baked beans on toast.
Like, one of their most popular ones is literally just fish and fries. Like, come on.
Right.
That'd be slapping, like, I'm not gonna lie, but like, if that's if that's the first thing people think of in beans on toast, like, y'all, no wonder they wanted to colonize the world, because they were trying to find better food.
Right.
And they still end up with garbage. Crap. How are you located in Europe and have terrible cuisine? That don't even make sense.
Right.
You got Italy, you got France. You know, you got like all the Mediterranean countries. You got the UK.
The UK.
The U freaking
Such
K.
a shame, man.
Quite sad in it.
Quite sad in it.
you know what? A nigga just gonna drive straight. I'm not even going to drift anymore. It's just
Drifting just not for me, bro.
It's just not working out for me, twin.
No! Alright, that time the England did some.
Oh crap.
This
no! This looks like a wipeout map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like hyper focused.
No, you're good. I'm just talking because I'm not focused because I'm losing.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing. My fate was already sealed. Bullet bill, yay.
Yay.
We need to play a real man's racing game like Need for Speed.
Bad.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that ass.
No! You even have Need. What is this?
What is this shite? Huh? Huh?
Do you even have Need for Speed?
No.
Okay, so we can't play it.
Well.
This nigga name above me is Morton.
Imagine being called Morton, bro.
Imagine your mom carrying you for 9 months just to give birth to you and name you Morton.
Imagine beating cheeks and the girl you beaten crying out Morton.
Oh hell yeah.
I'd just stop right there, put on my clothes, and call an Uber home, bro.
I call it myself. She don't even gotta leave. She don't even gotta stop. I'ma just do it for her. She'll be like, oh Morton. I'm like, oh nah.
Oh, no.
Hey yo, you don't have to do all that. I'm gonna catch you later, bro.
I'ma head home, yo.
You know, this was cool and all, but like,
You a nice girl,
but we don't gotta do this no more. It's okay. You be easy.
You don't have to put yourself through that. No. I might just go home. Oh, he said, "Oh, Morton." He said, "Oh, nah. Wait a second."
Oh hell nah.
On soft in like a second.
Went floppy instantly.
Oh.